Welcome to Motivemistery, where the wisdom of the ages meets the challenges of today. In today's video, we delve into the life and philosophy of Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, one of the most influential thinkers in the realm of German idealism. Hegel's intellectual journey, marked by profound insights into the nature of reality and human history, has significantly shaped philosophical discourse. Hegel, known for his complex and comprehensive philosophical system, has left a lasting impact on various fields, including history, politics, and art. His dialectical method, emphasizing the process of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis, revolutionized the way we perceive progress and change. His works, notably Phenomenology of Spirit and Science of Logic, provide a deep exploration of concepts like absolute idealism and the unfolding of human consciousness. Beyond his theoretical contributions, Hegel's philosophy profoundly influenced political movements and social theories, paving the way for subsequent thinkers like Marx and Engels. His exploration of the master-slave dialectic and recognition theory remains crucial for understanding modern concepts of identity and freedom. Join us as we explore 30 of Hegel's most profound quotes, unveiling the depth of his thought and its ongoing relevance to our contemporary world. Nothing great in the world was accomplished without passion. Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, a prominent German philosopher, was a key figure in the development of 19th-century idealism. His philosophy revolved around the concept of dialectics, which he believed was the driving force behind human history and development. Hegel's emphasis on passion as a critical component of greatness reflects his belief in the dynamic nature of human progress. This quote by Hegel encapsulates the essence that passion is the lifeblood of achievement. He believed that great accomplishments are not solely the result of logical thinking or meticulous planning, but are deeply rooted in the fervor and dedication of the human spirit. The essence of this statement lies in its affirmation that passion is the driving force behind innovation and significant change. In today's fast-paced and highly competitive world, Hegel's insight remains profoundly relevant. It speaks to young adults, professionals, and enthusiasts alike, reminding them that to achieve greatness in any field, passion is indispensable. Whether in personal development, career advancement, or philosophical exploration, passion is what fuels perseverance, creativity, and the desire to transcend limits. Genuine tragedies in the world are not conflicts between right and wrong. They are conflicts between two rights. Hegel's philosophy often explored the complexities of moral dilemmas, transcending simple binaries of right and wrong. This quote reflects the idea that true tragedy arises from conflicts where both sides have legitimate claims, challenging simplistic moral judgments. Today, it reminds us of the nuanced nature of many of the world's conflicts, urging a deeper understanding beyond black and white thinking. Truth is found neither in the thesis nor the antithesis, but in an emergent synthesis which reconciles the two. Hegel's dialectical method proposed that conflict between opposing ideas leads to a higher level of understanding. This quote suggests that truth emerges from the process of reconciling conflicting ideas, creating a new, more comprehensive understanding. In our modern context, it encourages us to seek solutions that integrate diverse viewpoints, recognizing the value of multiple perspectives. What experience and history teaches us is that people and governments have never learned anything from history, or acted on principles deduced from it. Hegel recognized a paradox in the study of history, where lessons from the past are often ignored or forgotten. This quote highlights the often repeated failure to apply historical lessons to current decisions and policies. It serves as a reminder for us today to critically evaluate our actions and policies in the light of history, learning from past mistakes. Only one man ever understood me, and he didn't understand me. Hegel, known for his complex and challenging philosophy, often felt misunderstood by his contemporaries. This quote reflects the profound isolation Hegel experienced as a thinker, suggesting the difficulty of truly understanding complex ideas. In today's context, it underscores the importance of striving to comprehend challenging philosophies and encourages open-minded discourse. Education is the art of making man ethical. Hegel saw education as a transformative process, essential for the development of moral and ethical understanding. This quote encapsulates the idea that education should cultivate ethical awareness and personal integrity. It emphasizes the role of education in shaping not only knowledge but also character, relevant in today's educational discussions. It is solely by risking life that freedom is obtained. The individual who has not staked his or her life may, no doubt, be recognized as a person, but he or she has not attained the truth of this recognition as an independent self-consciousness. Hegel believed in the necessity of personal risk and sacrifice for true freedom and self-realization. This quote suggests that the journey towards freedom involves inherent risks, and without them, one cannot fully realize their potential as an independent individual. In the modern context, it serves as a reminder of the importance of courage and self-determination in personal and societal growth. The valor that struggles is better than the weakness that endures. Hegel's philosophy often emphasized the importance of action and struggle as a means of achieving greater understanding and change. This quote highlights the concept that active engagement and struggle, even if challenging, are more honorable and effective than passive endurance. In today's society, it resonates as a call to face challenges actively and courageously, rather than simply enduring them. The owl of Minerva begins its flight only with the coming of the dusk. This quote is part of Hegel's philosophy, symbolizing that wisdom and understanding come only after events have occurred. It suggests that true comprehension of events often comes retrospectively, providing insights only after the fact. In our contemporary world, it encourages reflection and learning from past experiences to gain deeper understanding. Too fair to worship, too divine to love. This quote, often attributed to Hegel, reflects a romanticized view of beauty and divinity, where the ideal is so elevated it becomes unattainable. It conveys the idea that some concepts or entities are so perfect that they transcend normal human experiences of love and adoration. In modern terms, it speaks to the human tendency to idealize, reminding us to appreciate and love the real and attainable. When liberty is mentioned, we must always be careful to observe whether it is not really the assertion of private interests which is thereby designated. Hegel critically analyzed the concept of freedom, distinguishing genuine liberty from self-interest. This quote implies the importance of discerning the true nature of freedom, warning against the guise of liberty used to further private agendas. In today's context, it prompts a critical examination of how the concept of liberty is often manipulated for personal gains, emphasizing vigilance in democratic societies. People who are too fastidious towards the finite never reach actuality, but linger in abstraction, and their light dies away. Hegel believed that a focus on idealized perfection prevents engagement with the real world. This quote emphasizes the danger of becoming too absorbed in ideals and neglecting practical reality, leading to a loss of impact and relevance. It resonates today by encouraging a balance between idealism and pragmatism, and the importance of grounding ideas in reality. Once the state has been founded, there can no longer be any heroes. They come on the scene only in uncivilized conditions. Hegel's view on history and state development suggested that the need for heroes diminishes as society becomes more structured and civilized. This quote implies that in well-ordered societies, collective efforts and institutions replace the role of individual heroes. In modern times, it underscores the shift from individual heroism to collective progress and the importance of institutional structures. An idea is always a generalization, and generalization is a property of thinking. To generalize means to think. Hegel's philosophy emphasizes the role of abstract thinking in the formation of ideas, seeing generalization as an essential mental process. This quote suggests that thinking inherently involves generalizing, which allows us to form concepts and understand the world. It resonates in today's context by highlighting the importance of critical thinking and the ability to synthesize information in a complex world. America is therefore the land of the future, where, in the ages that lie before us, the burden of the world's history shall reveal itself. Hegel viewed America as a symbol of progress and potential, foreseeing its significant role in world history. This quote reflects his belief in the unfolding of history in new lands, with America representing a new chapter in humanity's development. In contemporary terms, it challenges us to consider the evolving role of nations in shaping global history and future possibilities. Art does not simply reveal God, it is one of the ways in which God reveals, and thus actualizes, himself. Hegel's philosophy, deeply rooted in the concept of absolute idealism, sees art as a critical medium for divine manifestation and expression. This quote reflects Hegel's belief that art transcends mere representation, becoming a process through which the divine actualizes itself, bridging the finite and the infinite. In contemporary terms, it challenges us to perceive art not just as aesthetic pleasure but as a profound medium for understanding deeper existential truths. We may affirm absolutely that nothing great in the world has been accomplished without passion. Hegel recognized the driving force of passion in achieving greatness, seeing it as essential in human endeavors. This quote emphasizes the indispensability of passion in accomplishing significant achievements, showcasing its power in motivating and guiding individuals. In today's context, it inspires us to embrace passion as a key element in realizing our goals and aspirations. The state of man's mind, or the elementary phase of mind which he so far possesses, conforms precisely to the state of the world as he so far views it. Hegel's philosophy suggests that our perception of the world shapes our mental state, reflecting a symbiotic relationship between mind and reality. This quote implies that our understanding and mental framework are shaped by how we perceive and interpret the world around us. It highlights the significance of perception in shaping our thoughts and actions, relevant to our modern pursuit of self-awareness and personal growth. World history is a court of judgment. Hegel viewed history as a process where events and actions are evaluated, likening it to a judicial process. This quote portrays history as a mechanism for judging the moral and ethical dimensions of human actions, reflecting their consequences over time. In contemporary society, it serves as a reminder that our actions and decisions are part of a larger historical narrative, shaping the future and subject to retrospective judgment. History in general is therefore the development of spirit in time, as nature is the development of the idea is space. Hegel conceptualized history as the progression of the human spirit and consciousness over time, analogous to the development of nature in space. This quote underlines the idea that history is not random, but a systematic unfolding of human consciousness and spirit. It suggests that our comprehension of history should involve understanding the growth of human spirit and intellect, relevant in our ongoing quest for meaning in historical events. The anti-human, the merely animal, consists in staying within the sphere of feeling and being able to communicate only at that level. 1807, section 69. Hegel's philosophy often explored the distinction between human and animal consciousness, emphasizing the depth of human experience beyond mere feelings. This quote suggests that the essence of being human lies in transcending the purely emotional level and reaching higher cognitive and communicative abilities. It highlights the importance of intellectual development and rational communication in defining our humanity, a notion still relevant in contemporary discourse on human nature. No man is a hero to his valet. This is not because the hero is not a hero, but because the valet is a valet. Hegel's observation here touches on the theme of perspective and the relativity of admiration and greatness. This quote implies that heroism and greatness are often subjective and dependent on one's perspective and relationship to the individual. It serves as a reminder in modern society that our perceptions of others are often shaped by our roles and proximity to them, influencing how we judge greatness and heroism. What is reasonable is real. That which is real is reasonable. Hegel's philosophy intertwines the concepts of reality and reason, suggesting a harmony between what is logical and what exists. This quote encapsulates his belief that the rationality of the universe is mirrored in its reality, asserting a unified order in existence. In today's context, it invites us to seek rational understanding in our perceptions of the world, suggesting a deeper interconnectedness between thought and reality. It is manifest that behind the so-called curtain which is supposed to conceal the inner world, there is nothing to be seen unless we go behind it ourselves, as much in order that we may see, as that there may be something behind there which can be seen. Hegel emphasizes the active role of the observer in discovering truth, suggesting that understanding requires personal engagement and exploration. This quote implies that the reality of our inner world is not readily apparent and requires our initiative to uncover and understand. It resonates with the idea that true knowledge comes from introspection and personal journey into the self, relevant in our quest for self-awareness and self-knowledge. Reading the morning newspaper is the realist's morning prayer. One orients one's attitude toward the world either by God or by what the world is. The former gives as much security as the latter, in that one knows how one stands. Hegel reflects on the nature of realism, suggesting that staying informed is akin to a spiritual practice for understanding the world. This quote implies that our approach to understanding the world can be grounded either in spiritual beliefs or in practical realities, each offering a sense of security and clarity. It highlights the importance of being informed and aware of the world around us, a concept that resonates with today's information-driven society. But even regarding history as the slaughter bench at which the happiness of peoples, the wisdom of states, and the virtue of individuals have been victimized, the question involuntarily arises, to what principle, to what final aim these enormous sacrifices have been offered? Hegel perceived history as a tragic but necessary progression, where great sacrifices are often made in the name of progress and development. This quote reflects on the moral and ethical implications of historical events and sacrifices, questioning the ultimate purpose behind them. It challenges us to contemplate the cost of human progress and the principles that guide our historical narrative, a notion highly relevant in contemporary discussions on ethical progress. The one who merely flees is not yet free. In fleeing, he is still conditioned by that from which he flees. Hegel's philosophy here deals with the concept of freedom, suggesting that true freedom involves confronting rather than escaping challenges. This quote implies that genuine liberation comes from addressing and overcoming the sources of our constraints, not just avoiding them. It encourages us to face our fears and limitations to achieve real freedom, a concept that resonates with contemporary ideas about personal growth and self-empowerment. War is progress, peace is stagnation. Hegel controversially viewed war as a driving force for historical and societal change, challenging the traditional view of peace as an ideal state. This quote suggests that conflict and struggle often catalyze growth and development, bringing about significant transformations. It poses a provocative perspective on the role of conflict in societal evolution, a topic that remains relevant in discussions about the nature of human progress and international relations. When a father inquired about the best method of educating his son in ethical conduct, a Pythagorean replied, "Make him a citizen of a state with good laws." Hegel often emphasized the influence of society and its structures on individual morality, viewing the state as key in shaping ethical behavior. This quote highlights the importance of the social environment in ethical education, suggesting that good laws and societal structures contribute significantly to moral development. It implies that for meaningful ethical growth, individuals should be part of a community that upholds and practices strong moral values, a concept still relevant in today's discussions on civic education and social responsibility. Uneducated people delight in argument and fault-finding, for it is easy to find fault, but difficult to recognize the good and its inner necessity. Hegel's observation reflects on the tendency of individuals to criticize without understanding, highlighting the importance of education in developing discernment and appreciation. This quote implies that true understanding and appreciation of the good require education and a depth of insight, beyond superficial judgment. It underscores the value of education in fostering critical thinking and the ability to see beyond mere faults, a message that resonates with modern perspectives on the role of education in society. Appreciation for joining our journey.